Okay, welcome to Talk to Us. I'm Tina.
And I'm Miley.
And we have our special guest,
Lucy.
Kevin. Anyway, and today we're going to be discussing What You Wish For by Katherine Center. What You Wish For is about a book centered around a girl named Samantha Casey. And her mom died when she was 10, and her dad isn't very close with her. So in other words, she doesn't have any close family relatives.
And due to traumatic events and unrequited crush, she decides to get a fresh start by moving to the small island of Galveston and becoming a librarian in a local elementary.
When she moved, she started living with an old married couple named Max and Babette. Max was very eccentric. He always had a charm and everyone loved him. And Babette, she was very creative.
And they were almost like parental figures to her. And one day, after Max and Babette came back from a trip from Italy, she planned a party for them to welcome them back. And at the party, everyone was having fun, and Max was dancing with Sam until Max, he had a medical accident and eventually died in front of Sam. And eventually, yes, and he died at the party, changing the events to the story and leading to one big event that would change Sam's life again after a certain man.
How do you guys feel about Max dying?
Well, that's like unexpected. Basically, she's basically losing like everyone.
And everyone loved Max, so.
When Max died, it really affected everyone because he always knew how to have fun and he was always very happy. He was like never sad. So you can obviously tell it really affected everyone. And because of Max dying, he was basically the principal of the school. So in that case, that means that they needed a new principal. And when they and everyone was expecting it to be Babette, which is Max's wife, because obviously, like she also like ran the school, she had high power. But when the ceremony actually came, it wasn't Babette. It wasn't Babette. And instead, it was this guy named Duncan Carpenter, who Sam knew.
And it turns out that the new principal, Duncan Carpenter, he used to be a coworker back in Florida when they were teaching together. And she was shocked. Can you talk about that?
What's the theory
about Duncan? Yeah, about Duncan coming back and everyone's reactions and her reaction. And now,
basically, Duncan Carpenter, as when Sam remembered him, was basically just like Max. He always wanted to have fun, and he was always very happy. And he always like ran really well with everyone, like kids and teachers. He always got along with everyone. But when Sam saw him again, he was completely different. Like he was like the total opposite. Like he was like more professional, he was more serious, and like he like just wasn't having any fun.
Wait, was Sam a student or what?
No, she's a teacher. She's a teacher.
How many years was it since you've seen him?
4 years.
Yeah, and back when Sam used to work with him back in Florida, he used to wear like the Hawaiian t-shirts, he used to juggle things, he used to throw party, he used to do many fun things. He used to rent like snow cone trucks for everyone, and all the kids really loved him. And because of that, Sam, she really liked his qualities because she was like very dark and moody, and she was the total opposite of him, and that kind of made her attracted to him. And it almost became like an obsessive crush that she thought was unrequited and just like admired him from afar. And because she was so like grim, she thought that he would never want to talk to her. And when she saw him again, he was a complete opposite. He didn't make any jokes, he didn't do anything fun. He didn't have his messy hair like he used to. Like for example, he had his hair gelled back and he wore like a suit, and he didn't wear any funky socks, which was like his signature thing.
Well, what do you guys think happened to him?
Well, I think it's just the age, like his job now that changed him. That's what I think.
I feel like it might be either the fact that she moved away and he actually did like her back, and like that changed him. And he thought like, oh, I was too much for her. That's why she left. And he changed it to like fit her aesthetic more.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, but back then, when Duncan and Sam used to work together, they were like they didn't talk, like they barely interacted. And during this time, like Sam like obviously had a crush on him, but she didn't know if Duncan did. And then later, Duncan did eventually get a girlfriend. And then that was around the time after Sam moved away. So
there's one important big detail. So Sam, she was so distraught about Duncan's sudden personality change that when he was introducing to himself in front of the whole school, she thought that like he would like the serious act would go in and he would do something silly like he would used to. But in fact, at the end, after he was done with his speech, which was like 100% serious, he pulled out a fake pistol gun, but it was actually a water gun painted in like silver paint to look like a pistol, and like water shoot it out, and everyone was shocked because they were like, why do we have a crazy guy as a principal? And then they were like, Sam, you said that he was like Max, but he wasn't like Max. He was like a serious psycho, you know?
That's because he changed when he came.
Yeah.
But he is a psycho? No, he's not.
No, but they were surprised that he pulled out like a fake pistol that was actually a water gun.
Who would do that?
Yeah, that's kind of insane. Like
is that a school?
And when Duncan actually moved to where Sam was in Galveston, he started having like he was like starting to change the school. The school was like very like laid back, and all the teachers like they were also like laid back. Like they would have fun with the kids and stuff. And like the school was also very creative and colorful. Like basically everyone loved it. And when Duncan came, he wanted to change everything. He wanted to remove the colorful stuff and replace them with more safer options. For example, if the walls were like painted with butterflies, he would attempt to remove it and just replace them with gray paint. And he would also add more security. And for the windows, he wanted to add bars. And so what do you think?
This is Kristen.
Yeah, what's wrong?
And you guys think what Duncan is doing is better for the school?
No.
And there was in the book, it was really emphasized that he was very shocked about the lack of security. He said he mentioned how there was no security cameras, that no one checked for who he was or if he had a badge if he entered the school. That was the main thing that he was distraught about. And so because of the sudden change, and Sam, she tried confronting Duncan, and he was like, and not only did she try to confront about all the cheating to stop him, because Duncan also wanted to remove Max's plan to build like a colorful playground. And she tried confronting about all the changes he was doing, and if he even remembered her, because like she meant a lot to him. She was like even obsessed with him even. But he, like, to no avail, he just pretended that she didn't know him, and was like, no, this is necessary. And that's when she realized that the old Duncan was like really lost at this point.
Yeah.
And not only that, but to Sam, it seemed like Duncan didn't recognize her at all. And so, since because Duncan didn't recognize her, she didn't say anything about recognizing him either. So, why do you guys think Duncan doesn't recognize Sam?
Maybe he does. He's just chose to ignore it. But,
I feel like he kind of expected her to say something first. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, he's her new principal. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And so, basically, because of this happening, all the teachers, they loved the school, how it already was, the way Max, basically planned it. They loved how creative it was, how laid back it was, how it helped the kids and stuff. And so, for Duncan just coming here and trying to ruin it all, it was really putting them at edge. So, they decided to come up with a plan to at most fire Duncan, but if they couldn't, then to at least try and stop his plans.
And because everyone was in distress, everyone was shocked at the new changes and at how different the new principal was from Max, and how no one knew who he was, but Sam did.
Just keep going, just keep going.
Got done yet?
Almost what?
Miss only like, got it.
What'd you say?
1 minute.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay, so, and then one big turn of events where you kind of to see their old former relationship, or where they kind of knew each other, was when they saw each other at a beach with Duncan and his sister. And that's where Duncan kind of rekindles their relationship.
Yeah, that's it.
Wait. Okay. Welcome our new guest.
Okay, so where we left off at the beach, I think it's where the relationship really started to like change from the initial seriousness. Can you talk about that? Yeah, because in the beginning, like Duncan and Sam, they would communicate a lot, but it was mostly about school. And so when they actually showed up at the beach, it was like when like she saw more of like Duncan's personal side, and she saw how Duncan was like more happy again, like kind of like how he used to be around his family. So what do y'all think? Wait, this was like during vacation? Oh yeah, it was during winter break. No, wait, it was just during the weekend. No, it was winter break. Oh yeah, Monday. Guys, this is okay. Okay, wait, no. Oh yeah, and then at the end of the beach, Duncan asked Sam if she could drive him home. But Sam said no, and it's basically a personal reason that she didn't tell Duncan for. But basically, Sam had epilepsy when she was younger, and during middle school and high school, she thought it went away, but then it didn't. And one time when she moved to Galveston, she was driving and she had like really bad epilepsy and she crashed. Can you explain what that is? It's like a disease where you get like seizures randomly. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then like one time like it just like randomly came back, and then like it happened when she was like driving, and after that she was just like I'm not driving anymore. So instead of like driving Duncan home, she decided to like order like an Uber, I guess, like a car service. And then when it happened, like Duncan was like really like he had like a lot of like medical drugs infused in him, so he like wasn't gonna remember anything. Wait, where did the drugs come from? It was anesthesia. Why? Because he had surgery. Because it was for something that injured over here.
And then he went to the beach.
Yeah, like the same. The beach was before the surgery. Oh. Yeah. So why does he have anesthesia now? No, it's because he was going to like okay, wait, before the car service, right? Like he had surgery, and so because like the surgery was like pretty big, like I think it's called cryo surgery. And so like with that, like it's like really painful, so he has to take like a lot of medical drugs, like infusing him. So and like they're like really heavy, so he's gonna forget like basically like everything he says and does. So and he's like also like very like honest, I guess, like more open because of the drugs. Okay. Oh, does he say something like? What does he say? During the car service, Sam and Duncan, they both sit at the back, and then Duncan like literally admits that like he's had like for like the longest time he remembered her, and that like he really loves her and like longs for her so much. How? Wait, how does this even happen if like he used to have a girlfriend before? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's because like he broke up with her, but like he didn't really like her. So yeah, and so then after Sam moved from where was it? Florida or something? I don't remember. And then like wait. Teachers please take away. And Duncan is the principal of the school, the new principal, and Sam is a librarian. And wait, what was it? Oh yeah, so like basically like with Duncan's old girlfriend, like at the old school, he broke up with her. Like they broke up because like the girlfriend was like moving to like across like the country, so he was like it's not gonna work. I don't do long distance. So yeah. Wait, do you think that's why he moved with what's her name? Sam? No, it was actually a coincidence. Oh. And like yeah, and what was it? Oh yeah. Did I talk about when they went to like his rental home there? Oh yeah. Okay, so and after he started like confessing everything that he felt about her secretly, they went home right in the Uber, and then he was like really like what's the like drunk with the drugs and stuff. So. I guess it was something like that. I forgot the word. Like it was really good. And then he was like, "Can you help me change?" Yeah. She was like, "Okay," and she thought, "Oh my God, this is crazy." And then she was like, "Wow, he kind of bad, right?" And then it was so funny. He was taking off his shirt, And that's when she saw like the big scar. It was like over 10 inches. Yeah, it was like right here. Yeah. And because he was like in a drug-induced state, he'll say anything, right? So she was like, what happened? He was like, I was in a school shooting. And that's when, and I got shot.
That's why he got the surgery?
And like that's why he put up the gun. Yeah. Like that's why he's like so like that's why he's like basically like ruining the school. Like he's like removing like all like the creativity and like trying to make it like more safe. Like, that's why he's spinning all the walls. That was his reason. Yeah, because the fact that they were so carefree was the reason that like that even happened. Yeah. And he even like said wait, what was it? I forgot. Okay. He said what? So how did this like? Oh yeah. Oh. No, I forgot. What are you talking about? Like what happened when they were in the house? No, I forgot what it was though. And when she bumped into him. Oh, wait, no, okay, so they started talking more, right? And he was letting out like all of his feelings of her. And then he like chirped on her, and then they kissed. Oh, and that's like, what the? Please say it. Because it was so gross. No, it was like read in the books, but like, yeah. And then, I don't know. And he doesn't remember anything after that. He doesn't remember that he did all that? Yeah. Does he? Yeah, he doesn't remember. Oh. That is, so actually, guys, he did remember. Oh, he did? But he did. He was just being nonchalant, like, oh my gosh, I know. Oh, no. Yeah, because like during the whole time when they were like, because they also like started like kissing, and they were just like, I think they also cuddled at one point. I kind of forgot. They did something else. Like it wasn't what y'all think. But like, she also took off his shirt, his pants. Oh yeah, it was to change him because he was like really like. Okay, yeah. And what was it? Oh yeah, and then he was like, I never had someone take care of me like this before. It's so nice. And then he says, you're like the person I'm closest to here. And she was like, oh. And then, no, like it's so cute, you guys. Like, and he went back to school right after all that happened, and everyone was like, why is he like so much happier? He's like, nice. He was still serious, but he was kind of like more like, and then. Yeah, but he still acted nonchalant. He was like, so she got friends and he was like, hey, he was like, no. Oh. Yeah, I remember that. Does he go back to the because that's usually what happens. Oh, okay, so did we talk about that? Like, what was their plan to fix all of that? Because they saw he was forcing himself to be serious. That's not how he actually. Did we talk about like what Babette and Sam did to fix it? Oh, that's right. Wait, what's Babette? Babette is Max's wife. The only principal's wife. Yeah, like the one who was like a grandma, like mother to her. Yeah, like a mom. And she's Babette is like really like creative, and she's also like really smart. And there's like this one scene where like after she took care of Duncan basically, she went to like Babette with like Alice, her best friend, and they were talking about it, and then Sam was like, guys, I don't know, I don't want to get Duncan fired, like I really like him. Yeah. And then Babette was like, that's right, me too. And then she admitted to she actually could have been the new principal, but she was like too much like taken over with like grief over like Max dying, that she was like, I don't want to be the principal. So like, oh yeah, Max is like the old principal of the school, basically like everyone loved him, like he was like very eccentric, he had like a good charm, you know, and he made the school like very like happy, creative. Yeah. Well. So yes. Hello. What happened to the teacher basically? Like, so he never actually like admitted that. I mean, because he was hired back then, right? And that's when he confessed and everything. What happens in the future? I was gonna talk about it. Okay, so Lorraine and Max were talking, right? Because everyone wants to kick him out because of all the new things he's doing. He wanted to make the school like a prison, right? And he changed the uniforms to like gray. Oh yeah, that's right. No, he also had like the bars on the window. And all the teachers were like, they look like little kids. They were like in prison outfits. Wait, what did they wear before? Anything, just like no, yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Does it ever change? Like, does that change the way he is? Okay, so everyone wants to know because everything he's doing, and then Sam was like, no, I want him so bad, and Babette was like, I know deep down he's good, so I like it too. So they made a plan where every day, okay, so the main plot of the book is about finding joy, because in life, I feel like life throws many things at you, and sometimes it's like so hard to just be happy, you know, and you forget that the small things really are the big things. And Duncan, because he was so traumatized, he's not letting himself go and like be a good principal, connect with the students, with everybody, because he's just so locked up, you know. So they made a plan to make him realize, like, you have to make yourself happy by enjoying the things, you know, and having a good mindset. So they made a plan where every day, Babette would make Sam do different activities with Duncan and make him do, it can even be small things like make him try a new food. And it was basically like trying to like get him back to like his old self, like how he used to be. Because he was basically just like Max back then. Like they both had like that charm. They both always wanted to have fun. So yeah. Wait, so was he like different outside of school with her? Oh yeah, he was. He was like more laid back and stuff. He was like more like relaxed. I think it's because, I mean, obviously he likes Sam. Oh, okay. Wait, but Sam knowing this, like, does she do anything? No, she chooses to like ignore it. Because she's like, if he doesn't remember, then like, I should just like pretend like it never happened. Yeah, right. Okay. Oh yeah, and then when they were kissing, she was like, wait, I'm taking advantage of you. And he's like, no, I like you. That's so cute. No, but like, oh my gosh. I don't know, that was it. Okay, so they do a bunch of different activities, right? One of them was, oh yeah, by the way, I want to talk about like Sam's past self. You know how like Duncan, he was like the charming guy, just like Max? She never thought that Duncan liked her back because Sam, she never really talked to anyone. She always acted like really depressed, like reserved, and she always wore like dark colors and like baggy stuff. Yeah, and she explained herself as like mousy. Like she would like try to be invisible basically. And then Max, he kind of taught her like you have to make yourself happy by doing things that make you happy, even if it's small. So that's when she started to change, and it's when it was after she had the car crash. Yeah, and so that's what made her sad. That's what made her go to Max for advice because she felt like alone. So she started doing things like dressing up really colorful. Her main thing was like polka dot socks and like polka dot everything. And she had like dark hair. Wait, it was dark hair? Yeah, and she dyed her bangs. Yeah, she had pink bangs. And she was like basically like a Miss B, but think of like neon Miss B. Okay, it was really cute. So she made Duncan do that, and when the next day after she told him to do that, he came with his like gray suits because he only wears suits. So, but she was like, even to the surgery you wore the suit, even though they told you not to. That's so funny. And then she got upset. She was like, "You're lame. You really still wore the suit." But when he was like, because he was already kind of changed at that point, he was like juggling things for kids to make them laugh, and his ankles actually lifted, and he was wearing polka dot socks. Oh, that's so cute. That was, and she was like, "Oh, okay. I'm not gonna say anything about it though." And then. Do we talk about the turning point, like the carnival thing? Okay, so this is where like they really like that, you know? So their main thing was go to a carnival, right? So
Only them two?
yeah, but it was only with them, so that's why they got like really close. Yeah, that's why they were like all the activities to make more Duncan like its old self, they were all just alone, the two of them. That's more like a date. Yeah, that's what she was thinking. And then what was it called? Oh yeah, so they went to the carnival, right? And they were just going around just talking, and then they got on a roller coaster, and he was like panicking, and then the ride stopped like in the right before it was gonna drop. And then she started panicking, and he was like, "Wait, what's wrong?" And then was it because of the car crash? No, I'm talking about the carnival. Like they got like PTSD. Yeah, she thought that she was gonna have a seizure right then and there. She thought it was gonna trigger it, so she was panicking because she didn't want to do it in front of Duncan and stuff. And she also had bad memories with it, obviously. So he was like, "What's wrong?" And that's when she confessed. And mind you, he doesn't know that he confessed to her about that he was in a school shooting. You know, because the next thing he was like sober, he told her, because she told him like, "What's up?" He's like, "I'll never tell anyone about that." But she actually told him. Wait, he actually told her. How did she confess that? Wait, you know when I said that like she had to take care of him and he was all like hazy because he had a lot of anesthesia? That's when he confessed that he was in a school shooting. But the next day, since he doesn't remember any of it, he told her, "I'll never tell anyone about what happened." But like, but he's not. Okay, and then. And also like Sam, she would try like super hard to like hide her epilepsy from like basically everyone, because you know how in the beginning I said that like she wasn't close with her dad, but like her mom died when she was 10. When she was 8, like she had like a really bad epilepsy, like a seizure, like a really bad one. And it was like embarrassing because like she like like pooped and like peed everywhere, and it was like at her dad's meeting. And then like when they got home, like her dad and her mom, they were fighting, and then like her dad was like, "Bro, I can't do this," and like she would really embarrass me today, and like he just like that. So like that's why she was never close with her dad. So she never like. That's a bad father. Yeah, why is it because your daughter has it? And so like every time like she like still remembers that memory like a lot, but she tries not to. She like tries to forget it. So every time like she has like a seizure or like epilepsy, like she remembers that. Yeah, her mom died when she was 7. Yeah, so she really was alone. And talking about what happened. So because Sam had confessed about epilepsy, that's when he started. And she had to ask. And then they went down and they were fighting. And she was like about to vomit because she thought he was having a seizure, but she didn't. And that's when they started like talking about like everything and their feelings. And yeah. And then the next day, after that whole thing happened, like he was like a new mate. Like she literally the definition of I can change him because he did change. And I was like, what the heck? And not only that, but like even from the beginning, like. And not only that, but even from the beginning, like literally like all like the staff and stuff, like they literally shit them, but they never told Sam. Wait, so at school they acted like close to? No, at school, like when teachers, when they wouldn't agree with what Duncan was doing, they would make Sam go in and tell him like, you should try and get him to stop. Did he sound better? Yes. No, in the end, yeah, but like in the moment, that didn't know. But then like basically like the ending was just like them like just finally like finding peace. And, like, wait, can I talk about the last final important moment? Okay, so the last important moment was the last thing. So there's gonna be a party, right? Wait, what was it for the party? Oh, okay. So they had a party, right? Just like an end of the year party because it was reaching summer. It was May, and they were all. It was just the teachers, by the way. And so they were all like having music blasting. And Babette's final wish for Duncan was to dance with her because Sam. It's just like when Max and Sam danced with, like right when Max died. Yeah. So wait, talk about that. Oh yeah, it's because like the day when Max died, they basically like Max and Babette had a honeymoon, right? Because it was Max's 60th birthday, and so to celebrate, like they went on like an airplane to like the Bahamas. I mean, no, to Italy. And then like after that, they like Sam planned a surprise party for Max, and like everyone in the town did because everyone loved Max and they all knew him. And then during that, like Max and Sam, they started dancing, and then like Max, he started like coughing like really bad, and then Sam was like, "Are you okay?" And Max was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then they started dancing again, and then like that's when he like started coughing again. He was like coughing up blood, and then like at the end, like he was just like completely purple. And then like no one remembered it in the moment, but like Sam remembered that she was the one who danced with him. And then like everyone like basically everyone in the room like. Wait, so did this bring like PTSD to her? Not really PTSD, but it was just like really like. She was the one who witnessed him like die. Wait, so was Babette trying to not like only fix him, but only like fix Sam? Does she think that Sam feels like guilty or something? Oh yeah, talk about it. About Duncan and Babette dancing together. Oh, Duncan and Sam. Oh, Duncan and Sam. He's okay. Oh, okay, sorry. Duncan and Sam. So like the music, mind you, Sam, she actually knew how to dance really well, but she only danced when she was alone in her living room at her house. Oh yeah. Because she was insecure about that. And Duncan, he actually danced. He did crazy dances. He did like the moonwalk. Like he even went viral on YouTube for like making a new dance because he was really good. He was like really silly with it. and he could do like, what's that thing where they like spin on the floor or something? Breakdance? Breakdance, yeah, he could do that. He did like really funky dances, but he was like serious, you know? And so she was like, no, dance. And I was like, dance with her. And then the DJ, who was the DJ? I forgot, but I think Babette or someone was a DJ, and they played the song. Alice. Yeah. Oh yeah, Alice. Not Tina. No, Alice is Sam's best friend. Sam's best friend. Yeah. So Alice, she played their song, and then you're like, that's cheating, you can't do this. So she was like, she finally got up the courage to just dance, even though she was really insecure about it. Oh yeah, I remember when Max died, only Max was dancing, she was watching him because he was too insecure. Yeah. So it was a development, you know, even though she didn't dance with Max before he died, she danced with Duncan. She built up that courage for him. And then she had to like, and he kind of gave up and started dancing. And then he was like full on like dancing and like break dancing on the floor and spinning like, you know? So do you think Duncan like, yeah, no, do you think Sam like actually changed Duncan? Yes, and he did, and that's when he fully changed back to his old self. And then the next day, they were talking, right? And then Duncan told Sam, ask me why I didn't want to dance. So she did it, like, why didn't you want to? He said, because, who asked this? Sam. Oh. No, Duncan told Sam to ask him that. And she asked, and he was like, it was because I got shot when I was dancing with the kid. So it was when he was dancing that he got shot, that he like shielded himself in front of the kid. Yeah, that's what I was gonna mention. During when Sam was taking care of like Duncan, like at the rental house, he also admitted that like, oh yeah, because at the beach we met Duncan's sister. Her name was Haley. Was it Haley? I forgot. Anyway, and then after Duncan fell asleep, like Sam called Haley and she's like, dude, I saw like the scars, and then Haley was like, yeah, like he wasn't gonna survive. Like it punctured his lungs and like his kidney, like something like right here, like something really major. And so he wasn't like supposed to survive anyway. But like from a miracle he did. So yeah, basically the ending of the story is that what the ending? No. Oh, there's more stuff. Yeah. So and then after everything's done, Babette was like, oh yeah. So it turns out that there was this plan where they were gonna destroy the building and make a new building. It looked exactly like a prison, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, because they thought Duncan changed. You know, Sam. I thought he changed because of Sam. You know. And then Kent Buckley, which is Max. Okay, so Max and Babette, they had a daughter named Tina. She's like a bitch, by the way. She like boys Sam. That grown ass one. She's 30, mind you. Anyway, her husband was like the assistant principal, I think. She's like a director. Yeah, he hired Duncan in the first place. And Kent Buckley, he was like very like serious. Like he cared about business a lot. Like even during Max's funeral, he literally left just to take a phone call. Like, he was like flexing that he was like a busy businessman. He was like super cringy. Wait. Kent Buckley is the son of Max then? No, he's the husband of Tina. Yeah. So Max and Babette, they have a kid named Tina, and Tina's husband is Kent Buckley. Yeah, they're both bitches. And they also have a son named Clay, and Clay is like really good. So it's like, Clay Buckley. Wait, I'm so embarrassing. So like they have a son. His name is Clay, right? And he's like pretty like close to like Sam because he likes to read. Sam's librarian, obviously. But like Tina, she does not like that. Like she hates Sam, and she's like, is she jealous that Sam's everything that she's not? I think so. Because I always kind of thought that like, because didn't like Sam herself say that like she always thought like Tina was like jealous because you know how like Sam saw like Max and Babette as like her parental figures, but like to Tina those actually are her parents. Like I think she was mad at these. Okay, so one example of like they got mad at Clay, Tina, and Kent was because Kent when he was in college he got accepted to Ivy League, he got accepted to Stanford, he was really smart, he was super athletic, so they wanted to put that same pressure on Clay on the son, but then like Clay, he wasn't athletic at all, like he didn't do anything, right? He was like really wimpy, I guess, like they called him wimpy. Oh yeah, they called him like words. Yeah, it was like nerd. Yeah, nerd something about nerd. Like, like anyway, so because they were imposing like really strict, that's why he was so smart in the first place, because he was forced to grow up fast and he read like he was more advanced because it was forced on him. Until one day, his mom Tina found him reading a Garfield book, and she got mad. So she went to Sam and she was like, you need to fix this. You need to make him read a lot of chapter books. And he was like, oh wait, but they're calling him a nerd? Yeah, because no, sorry, I messed up. I meant like the students in his class are called. Oh. Yeah. But like to him, he literally took it as a compliment. Because I don't know why they'd be mad. They're just stupid. And then Sam was like, yeah, I'll help you. But in her head, she was like, I need to make a cubby with Garfield books for him. Oh, bro. Yeah, she was really nice. Okay, she adopted him. She should. I know, right? Yeah. I don't imagine her. I know. She is like Miss B, except like if she had a neon introverted Miss B. That's like how she is. Okay, so yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention the thing. So after the dance, right, and then he told her like why he didn't want to dance with her. Babette. Oh, with the building, right? They were gonna make a new building. And then what's it called? So Sam confused about. She was like, went to Babette. She was like, can't you do anything? You're the one who has the most power out of everyone here. She was like, I actually don't have the power. I only told you because Duncan would believe it if you believed it. And she was like, oh my gosh. Wait, so did they actually do it? Oh no, they didn't actually do it. But Sam like confronted him. She was like, I thought I'd change you. And he was like, at first I did genuinely want to do it, but then you kind of like taught me to like be better and stuff like that. And he was like, that's why when Kent was like presenting that idea, he was like, why listening anymore? So yeah. But then all is fine, and they don't move, guys. They don't move? And yeah, like they don't go into the new building. And basically, can I talk about the ending? Yeah, okay. So basically the ending is like really just them finding happiness now. Like they've like finally like moved on, you know? Like together? Yeah, I guess, yeah. So they didn't like make the relationship official? I'm not sure, I don't think they did. But like still, like just like that. Wait, there's one thing that final event. So maybe we could fast forward. Okay, even after all of this, like he was still kind of strict, like, and she was really mad. So they were at a beach, right? And there's like this really tall wall in Galveston, and she didn't understand. She's like, why? And so what she did was to try to, because he was like, well, sometimes at one point you're enjoying life, and another moment, you can die. Like he got shot. It was a reminder that anyone can die anytime. And she was like, no, yeah, everyone can die anytime. That's why you have to enjoy life at its fullest. And so she jumped off the wall, and it was like hundreds of feet tall into the ocean. And he was like, are you fucking crazy? Why would you do that? She was like, I just want to understand how you felt. Oh my god! Wait, what? But it's because she didn't understand why, like, he was so strict because of the fact over the shooting, because we can all die anytime, you know? It's just we can't control what happens to us. That's why we need to live the fullest. So she kind of tried to understand it by doing that. So yeah. Did she get hurt? No, she was like choking on water. Wait, so did they end up together? Huh? Did they end up together? Yeah, I mean, yeah, actually, yeah. Let's just say they did. Okay, yeah. So, and so then basically, the ending is just them moving on. Like, because they both have like trauma, you know?